And we are live. We are now live right here on Smooth 98.1. It's 11 o'clock and the show is Office Journal. Every weekday, specifically on Tuesdays, that is what you will listen to from 11 to 11:50 right here on Smooth 98.1. As the name implies, we talk about things that are not necessarily related to the office, but of course, we talk about things in the office, from your career, your productivity, your work ethics and etiquette, and many things involved. This morning, we will be discussing the topic of career change. If you want to have a career change, or you have been fiddling with the thought, you have been thinking about it and you're not quite sure of how to make the leap, or maybe you have already done it, just do it and you've done it and now you don't know how to go about it, don't worry. We will hold your hand through the process and give you some information that will be helpful to you this morning. Now, in the meantime, you can be a part of the chat or the conversation in different ways. We've got the Twitter platform where you can tweet at us at Smooth91FM. We've got the WhatsApp handle where you can send WhatsApp messages to us on 0809 444 098. We also have our call line. You can call 01 448 9981. But most importantly, you can stream live on YouTube, which is youtube.com/Smooth91FM Lagos. You can also drop your comments right there and we will take them. If you have any questions, hopefully we will answer them and give you more clarity on the subject matter. That said, I am not the one that will be telling you how to navigate your career change. I do have an expert in the house and she's joining me via Zoom. She is someone who has been on this path and, helping people on the journey for many years. And she has worked with over 1,000+ professionals from different continents. That is why she's called a global career coach. And recently she got that recognition as one of the top 100 career women in Africa in the month of March by 95 Chick, which is a platform for networking and career development for ambitious African women. She's also an author and she wrote the book, The Gift of People, that focuses on helping business and career people strengthen their networking abilities. So ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please put them together as I welcome my special guest this morning, who is a People Operation Business Partner, Marichi Global, and that is Mojisola Olurotimi. Good morning again.
Good morning, Jill. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure. To be here. Thank you very much. Okay, so we can just jump right into it and start to shred in bits what it means to even change a career. And according to some data that I have seen, quite a number of data say one thing or the other. In fact, to begin with, according to something from the United States Department of Labor, it says that the average person will change careers about 5 to 7 times during their working life. I think I am on my second one, but that's by the way. So now other data suggests that people in the age group of 25 to 34 are more willing to switch their career path to something entirely different. So the first question is, do you believe that the people between this age range are the ones that are more inclined to change their career path? And if yes, what are your possible reasons for this?
All right, that's a great question. Yes, it's true. People in their mid-20s and 30s are likely to change their careers. However, career switches can actually happen at any age, at any point in time. But one reason I believe that, speaking for myself, I've also changed my career, I think at least twice now in my journey. So yes, it started in my mid-20s. Shortly before I actually graduated from university, I already decided that, no, I'm not going this path. I'm choosing something else. And one of the reasons could be for so many reasons, actually. It could be that they're not satisfied where they are. They've not found something that makes them tick. They've not really found that thing that they are really passionate about or they enjoy doing. It could also be because of life changes. Maybe they are moving, changing locations, they're getting married, they're having kids. So yes, and career change can happen, like I said, again, at any age. So it could be for different reasons. Young people, even old people are changing their careers, older people, but it's not just so common with older people, but anybody can switch careers at any age. So fundamentally, It's because of you probably reevaluated your priorities and you're thinking you want something else. So it's common to all, actually.
Okay, so that would make me fast forward to one of the questions I intended to ask later on, when you said even old people are changing their careers. So according to one data that was obtained from the Conference Board, which is actually 501 nonprofit business membership and research group organization, they said about 80% of people over the age of 45 actually consider a career change. However, only about 8% or 6% of that number of people that are within that age range tend to finally do it. So what exactly can you attribute that to? Is it that they think it's too late for me or something?
Yes, so I agree. That's because I also have clients that I consult for that are in the 45 to, if I have 50, 45 years, from 45 to about 55 years. A few of them are saying they want to change their careers. They're already bored. They've probably been doing the same thing for so many years. And these are the baby boomers and Generation X. They feel like, okay, I want to do something else. And they're willing, actually, to make that move. They don't mind. But however, some others will feel like, at my age, what am I looking for? Let me just do what I need to do and retire and go and rest. Not because they don't want to. It could be lack of confidence, the inertia to even make that move, and feeling like, am I not going to look stupid to people? Especially because they are concerned about questions they're going to ask from people they don't know how to answer. So they've not really gotten that, they've not built that confidence to make that move. However, some others are actually making that move because they've decided, or probably they have encouragement and support from people in their network, like, yes, go and make that move. You can read about a 60-year-old grandma just graduating from law school. It's happening. And it's not just outside Nigeria, it's also happening within Nigeria. So it's a mix of both things. They've decided and they're willing to go for it. They're willing to silence all the naysayers. On the other side, they're wondering, what am I even looking for? Let me just retire, have fun, take care of my grandchildren, and just chill till God calls me home. So it's a mix of both reasons why some of them might not make that move.
Okay, so you have the ears of at least one 60-year-old, the 50-year-old, the 40-year-old plus, who probably is nursing that thought. What would you say to them? Because it's the obvious that there is never an age limit or age barrier to making that great or that bold move. But coming from you, who has worked with so many professionals in different age brackets, what would you say to that person who is listening right now and they think the age is putting a limit or a cap on that move for them?
All right. Awesome. What I would say to that person is do whatever you find fulfilling. I mean, live your life in such a way that you're sure that you're doing something you find fulfilling, something that makes your heart tick. And I don't believe age is a limitation to actually fulfill your dreams. Age is not a limitation to fulfill your desires. It's just in the mind. We set our own ceilings. You are your own limitation, not your age. So it's actually a mindset. But the moment you say to yourself that I'm going to go for it, I mean, you're going to, but maybe if I put it that way, you want to die empty and you want to die a happy man or a happy woman. You want to live the rest of your life knowing that maybe I didn't get it right at first. Maybe I didn't make the best decisions in the first few years of my life or first decades of my life. You still have an opportunity to retract. You still have an opportunity to start all over again. Do what brings you fulfillment. It's very important. It's also important. It's also very good for your health. It's good for your physical health. It's good for your mental health. Do what gives you fulfillment. Don't worry about the financial reward. The financial reward will follow. For some people, it's not even the financial reward they're looking for now. They just feel like, I think it's just too late. At my age, what am I looking for? It is never too late to start over again. It is never too late to pursue something that you've been desiring for so many years, but probably you don't know how to make that move or take that step. You can seek help, you can seek support, you can seek counsel, but don't limit yourself because you feel you're getting too old and you don't know what you're looking for. It is not true. Please do whatever you find rewarding. You deserve to do something that pleases your heart and that makes you feel satisfied and fulfilled as an individual.
Thank you very much for that. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, you're listening to Office Journal and the station is Smooth 98.1. We are talking about career change, what you should know before making that career switch or that switch in your career path. And my guest this morning is a global career coach. Her name is Mojisola Olurotimi. You can join us on YouTube, by the way. It is youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. We'll take a short breather, and when we come back, we'll still be telling you more. In fact, we're yet to get started into the nitty-gritty of the things, the do's and don'ts of a career change, and those things that you should have in your backpack before you leap. Thank you. So we're taking a short ad break, and then in 2 minutes-ish. While you were speaking, I just remembered something that when RMD, I don't know if you know, you definitely know RMD. So it was when he clocked 60 that he decided to get an ear piercing. He said it has been something he has always wanted to do before. And he was worried about what people would say, you know, at your age, you are old, you know, leave some things for the
younger generation.
Yeah. And then since he clocked 60, he's been doing really cool stuff, really young stuff. And then it would put the hashtag 60 gives you wings. And it's just like, I'm tired of being bottled up.
Yes. So it made a decision. And I mean, I believe he's living his best life now. So it's never too late. Never too late.
I think that fear of what will people say really is a prison for so many people. Like, what are you looking for at your age?
What are you looking for? Maybe for the younger generation, you are too old for this. No.
Yeah.
It's actually good they live longer. It's good for their mental health. It's good for their body. Actually, because when you find something, I mean, your heart pumps blood better. Doing what you love.
Well, as long as it is not hurting somebody.
Yes.
Airtel business at ng.airtel.com to get started. Airtel, the smartphone. Driving in Lagos traffic in the evenings can be such a... Enjoy all-round entertainment in the company of the smooth, dynamic maestros and let music be your therapy. It's your smooth drive home with soothing soul music, great spice of jazz, tune toppings of rhythm and blues, and everything else radio-friendly that you enjoy. The Smooth Drive, every weekday from 4 p.m. This is your girl,
okay.
Mama Demo, Smooth 98.1. You love music, love live station. Keep listening.
Of course, you have to keep listening to what gives you value and makes you feel good. We are talking about career change, the things you should know before making that career switch right here on Office Journal on Smooth 98.1. You can join us on YouTube or join us on WhatsApp or join us on Twitter or even decide to call 014489981. I have a career coach as my guest this morning. You can see her face if you're streaming on YouTube. She's joining me via Zoom, and the YouTube channel you're searching for is youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. Her name is Mojisola Olurotimi. And right before the break, we have talked about a number of things, including how age should never be a cap. In fact, if there is any ceiling around you making that leap, it is you putting it there. So make sure that you set yourself free. Now, back to it. One of the reasons that people do make career switch has been said that, according to CNBC, it says that a combination of mid-career stagnation and financial stability actually is what leads some people to decide that I want to switch a career. Now, financial stability, we understand. Who doesn't want more money? But that mid-career stagnation, I'm curious about it. What are the possible things that can make a person's career, stagnated?
Well, it's a lot of factors that can make your career stagnated. It could be that you're getting bored, or your skills actually getting outdated. You've not been upskilling for a while. You're not finding fulfillment in what you're doing. So you probably, you're just, because life, clarity is progressive. Clarity is a lifelong journey. And as someone that's also changed careers twice, I can tell you that you start feeling stagnated when you know that there is more to me. There is more. I want more. You're yearning for more. Your desires and your priorities are already changing. So that's life. Change is constant, and we're always evolving. So that might be a reason why you're feeling stagnant in your career as a person. So it's time to go back to the drawing board to evaluate what's really, really, really going on. And what can I do? What action steps can I take to actually get out of this stagnation, feeling stagnant about my career? So that's what I would say, that it's a whole lot of things. You've not been upskilling, you're feeling left behind, or you're actually doing well, but your priorities are changing, your desires are changing, and you're yearning for more. You're yearning for more. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, I know this is probably off the records, but I am very curious. Let's take a little peek into your own career change. You said you've changed career twice.
Yes.
What happened? Yeah.
Okay. My first degree was in estate management, but towards the tail end of my degree, I already knew that I wasn't really interested in going long-term with it. My interests are diverse. You can call me a multi-potentialite. So the first step I took was, I was also very interested in working with NGOs. So the first step I took was, after school, I went to volunteer with an NGO because I was really interested in, I'm still interested, please. I was very passionate about youth development and stuff like that, youth empowerment and all that. So I went to volunteer with an NGO through my aunt's recommendation. My aunt's friend at that time was running an NGO for young people. So I went to volunteer for a couple of months. I just wanted to see how is this thing done and all that. So in the middle of that, something else was also coming to my mind. I was very interested in communications, actually, but I started off with customer service. I was like, I don't like really the way we handle customer service in Nigeria. So rather than complain, let me go and learn. So I took a US certification, professional certification, with the intent to start consulting for organizations, actually, maybe starting with eateries and things like that. So for me, my journey has been interest. My journey has been interest, seeing a gap that I could fill up right from when I graduated from university. And I also give myself permission to express myself as much as I want to. I want to give expression to the things that my heart is yearning for. And I don't want to feel like, do you know what you're doing? Clarity comes with action. Even if I don't have all the answers, I like to take the first step, to take the first move. And it gets clearer from there. So from there, I started developing interest in PR, marketing communications. But I don't have a background in mass comm. So I was like, how do I even get started? And for me, I don't mind taking as many certifications, but I like to be strategic. So I decided to do an internship with a PR agency. This was like 2-3 years after school. I did not mind. I wanted to break into that industry. Okay, so I won't say I've completely shifted from PR. Probably I would say that I have a portfolio career now, even though coaching and training is at the fore of it, but I still do some marketing communications when I have the opportunity to on the side. But that is not what is on the fore of my career. So how did I now move into the space? So from the NGO to PR industry, now to the coaching and training industry, coaching, training, and actually talent sourcing. It started when I was still working as a PR consultant. It was something that I was just doing to help people. I was helping people, review their CVs, prepare them for interviews, referring them for opportunities. It was just something I was doing without any intent of making it a thing. Okay. Later, I saw a need to actually enlighten people on how this thing is done. If you want to position yourself for opportunities, there's a way to go about these things, but it seems that some people don't know how it is done. So I started organizing workshops, free and paid, workshops on, even for career changers, you're just starting out, how to even get jobs without actually applying directly and things like that. So I started doing that. And in fact, I was now getting more popular for that, even though I was still working in PR. All right. Then later, I started seeing opportunities along that line. So I decided to focus on that part, and that's where I am right now. So that's been my journey. It was just progressive. It was not like I felt like I want to do this. I started seeing opportunities, and I started saying that, okay, I have the capacity for this. Secondly, I was also upskilling. If there's anything, I make sure that I'm always upskilling. I'm asking questions. When I wanted to break into PR, I spoke with PR professionals. But breaking into coaching, I'm not sure I spoke with coaching, but there was something, I'm not sure, I didn't speak with coaches, but it was something I started doing on the side, and I saw the opportunity, and I saw that I actually have a strength in this area, and I decided to pursue it. And thankfully, I've been doing pretty well on that part.
That's beautiful. I do like the part you have steered this conversation to, and I think I want to stay there just a little bit more. As you were speaking, you started from being a multi-potentialite. So now the question is, at least the first part of the question, how do you advise or tell multi-potentialites to steer their career journey? Because if somebody is bustling with the creative interest and passion, and they do have the ability to do a lot of things, it can be quite difficult to stay on a path and carve a career in a certain path. So how do you advise the other multi-potentialites out there in crafting their career path?
That's a very good question. I've been there. There are times I felt really stuck. Like, my God, what do I want to do with all these things I can do? And I also been mindful of not looking like a confused person. That what exactly are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? So I mean there, but I think what helped me would have been that just focus on the top 3 things out of your diverse interest. You will always have some of them that are stronger than the others. And don't worry about doing too many things, but first focus on the top 3 things you can do so well. I mean, the diverse 10, 20 things that you know how to do. So focus on that top 3. From that top 3, you'll be able to map out the first one. So it's actually calls for reflection. Okay, sit down and reflect. What are all these diverse interests that I have? Write everything down. So in terms of the degree of the capacity you have, in terms of the degree of the strength you have, you also put them down beside each of these things that you know how to do. By the time you are done with this self-evaluation exercise, you'll be able to map out the top 3. Then you take the top 3 again. Out of this top 3, which one can I actually focus on now that will not require too much effort from me to learn how to do, because I know how to do it? You will be able to find the top 2. And that way you can zero in on the things that you have, more strength in doing. Because even though you have diverse interests, you cannot be a master of all those diverse interests. You can only be master of some of them. So you need to find out what is that top 3. So you can start with 20, from 20 narrow down to 10, from 10 narrow down to 5, from 5 you can narrow down to 3. And out of that top 3, you will have a measure of clarity on which one you want to do first. Or you can juggle those 3 together, or juggle 2 together. That way, you're not feeling like, I don't know where to start from. So you can start from there.
Thank you so much. The other part, which I think you've already started answering by saying that self-evaluation and introspection is very important. I was going to ask, what is the difference between being a multi-potentialite and just getting easily bored with what you are doing? Because there is a possibility you say, oh, I have the interest in doing this. And then you get to the middle, the passion or the interest fades out. So just for someone who's listening, so that they are not confused between being multi-potentialite and just not being able to carry on in the middle of their interest or what they think or perceive as their interest. But we'll take that after the short breather. If you're joining us for the first time, we are talking about career change right here on Office Journal. Be a part of the YouTube channel, and trust me, you will enjoy it because you also get to save the video for later and share with your family and friends. You're listening to Smooth 98.1. So we have a minute break, and we come back and start with that question and then go further to the other parts.
All right.
Someone, you need a plan to indulge in whatever you enjoy. You need a plan, especially on YouTube.
You sure need a plan. Like the Airtel Super Binge plan. Simply dial *141*514# now to enjoy 2 GB of data and 1 hour worth of free YouTube data every day for just 500 naira. Airtel, the smartphone network. Boy, in numbers, it's magic with his open phone. Watch me, JJ, the chosen one, in the all-new Showmax original animation series, now available only on Showmax. Subscribe for 1,200 naira monthly. Sign up at showmax.com.
We're back.
Hello, I'm Richard Quest of CNN. This is
Exactly what Richard Quest said. You're listening to Smooth 98.1. Specifically, this is Office Journal right here on Smooth 98.1. My name is Oluwaseun. We're talking about career change and the things you should know. Right before the break, we did deal with a number of issues, including being a multi-potentialite. And my guest definitely shone lots of light on it. So the second part of the question was, how do you differentiate between being a multi-potentialite and just being unable to sustain your interest or maybe discipline in the middle of your interest and passion?
All right. Okay, so in being a multi-potentialite, in terms of using that in determining your career path or building a portfolio career. So a portfolio career is when you actually have unrelated, you're in unrelated career paths that you're juggling together. What I would advise is that speak to people before you even delve into things, before you go deep into some areas, into some things that you feel you have interest for, do your research. I used to tell people that don't make assumptions that, oh, wow, tech is a new thing. Yes, tech is very important. I want to learn coding. Why do you want to learn coding? What's your motive? What do you even know about coding? So you have to speak to people that are already on that path. Okay, maybe they've spent 3-4 years. Do your research. It's called informational interviewing. Informational interview is when you speak to a professional in a career path or an industry of interest, and you are asking questions. It's not a job interview. I know it has interview there, but it's not a job interview. Just as the name implies, informational interview. You are seeking information. How are you thriving? Questions like, you're going to ask questions like, how have you been thriving on this path? What do you find challenging? What do you find rewarding? What has been your highs and your lows? What are the skills required to actually thrive on this path? Please ask questions. Don't make assumptions. So by asking questions and you get clarity, you get answers, you can actually now decide whether you want to go for it in the long haul. What helped me when I was actively in PR was because I asked questions. I did my research. I didn't just get into it. I did an internship, and while doing the internship, I was taking professional certifications along that line. And I still enjoy PR. That's just it. But it's no longer my first love. That's what I mean. So ask questions. Okay, speak to people that are already on that path. You can ask them that, have you ever felt bored? Why did you feel bored? Okay, so by that you can determine whether it's just a fleeting emotion or it's a signal or your cue to actually change or switch. So you need to decide whether it's just a fleeting emotion that is going to pass away, it's nothing deep, or you actually need to change. So you need to ask questions, speak to people that are already on that path. That's what I'll say.
Thank you very much for saying that because I believe it's helpful. And if you have any question to ask or anything to say, contribution, observation, comments on the subject matter, please send it to WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. Again, 0809 444 0981. While you can call 01 448 9981. Again, 01 448 9981. But remember to turn down the volume of your radio set if you are dialing that number so that there is no feedback and we go straight to the thing you have to say. So back to it, just to be crystal clear. At what point do you know that you have to actually do, I mean, you probably have carried out your research, right? You have asked questions from the people who are on the path that you want to switch to. But do you think trying to switch a job is a further step for you to know if it is really time for you to switch your career, or maybe you just want another job? So the question is, at what point do you know it's really time to make a career change, rather than maybe I just need to change this job, leave this office, leave this environment, go to another place?
Okay. Okay, thank you for asking that. Yes, so that brings me to the difference between a job and a career. You can actually be on a job, but you are not building a career, because a job is an activity you engage in for a financial reward, for a pay. But a career path is a series of jobs or a series of activity you are taking towards a certain direction where you are building capacity for, you're upskilling, and you are more focused on professional growth, along a particular line, along a particular path. For example, I would say that you could be working as maybe a customer care rep for a telecoms. All right. Probably you took up that job. Maybe your main dream is even to work as an OAP, but because you don't know where to start from, the OAP opportunities were not coming, and you got a customer care rep opportunity and you took it up. But that's really not what you intend to do. That's not really what you are yearning to do. But because you don't want to be idle, you don't want to be broke, you don't want to sit home doing nothing, you try to pick it up. That's a job. You've not started building a career with that. But if you now decide that, oh, I think I love what I'm doing, I really want to develop myself in this area, let me take courses, let me upskill, let me go certification, let me deliver exceptionally so that I can, attract a promotion, then you've started building a career, because now you're now focused along that line. You're putting all your efforts in growing along that path. Maybe because you realize that you develop interest there. So you know that you're building a career. So that's the difference between taking up a job and building a career. So
All right.
How do you know
Okay,
okay, please go ahead.
No, go ahead. I thought you were done.
All right.
Please go ahead.
So how do you know if is a change of job you need or a change of career
Change
path?
of career.
You need to evaluate again. Is this something that I want to go for in the long term? That's when you know whether it's a career path, it's a career you need to change. I've worked a job when I knew that I needed to change my career. The job was fantastic, but I knew that I don't want to do this in the next 2, 3, 5 years. So I knew it was a job. It wasn't a career path. So I didn't just change my job. I changed my job and my career path at the same time. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now I will take you a little bit back, at least with the question I have. It says that what if you don't have anyone on that career path to converse with? What if they're out of your reach? I think that was in reference to when you were explaining that you should get to interviews. I've forgotten the
Informational
suffix.
interview.
Informational interview. So what if you do not get to have someone who is in that field or on that path to converse with? Maybe you don't have a coach or something. What do you do?
All right. So that's a very good question. There'll always be someone you can converse with, and it does have to be a career coach. You can go on LinkedIn, okay, and connect with people along that area. You could even start with alumni from your university, because most universities have pages on LinkedIn. Then you filter your search and you start typing keywords. So probably that path, you're seeking people that already, maybe you want to speak with a data analyst from your university that is an alumnus. So you go and type it there and connect with that person. And when you're connecting, send a personalized note. So if you don't have them within your reach, LinkedIn has made it more accessible. LinkedIn is a very awesome platform where you can reach these people that are not even within your network. So be willing to network, be willing to go out of your comfort zone if you really need answers. So just know how to reach out to people and how to compose your messages so that you can get responses. So you can start with sending messages to 5 or 10 people along that path in that industry. Trust me, you should be able to get responses from at least 2 or 3 of them. Maybe the other 7, they don't check their messages or they missed your message. So you can start from there. You can go on LinkedIn. You can also ask people for recommendations. You have people in your network that are data professionals. I'm just data analysts. I'm just using that as an example, and tell them, please, could you connect me with this person? I have some questions to ask. And people are usually willing to help. It's a question. You're not begging for a job. It's an informational interview. It's not a job interview. And you might get lucky, maybe, or fortunate to get recommended for jobs. Or you can even ask for recommendations on where you can get internship opportunities. But you're not asking for a job. You're seeking clarity. You're asking questions pertaining to that career path. So there's nothing like, there's nobody doing what I'm doing. It is not possible. Even if you are bringing out a new innovation, there are still people that you can talk to.
Solid advice from the author of the book, The Gift of People. Definitely, you can't rule out people in your journey. You're not meant to do life alone, so don't try to be isolated. Reach out and reach out in the proper way. Thank you very much for that. Now, still on your recommendations, and we are quite aware of the international migration, not just in Nigeria, it's everywhere. Now, with a migration, with migration is a possibility of a career change. At least you might have known one person who left Nigeria as a skilled worker, and in the meantime, they had to just get their feet on the ground, and they had to do one thing or the other that was not necessarily related to their career path. So what will be your recommendation for those who are thinking about relocating and it's not sure that they might just go there and start off or continue their career?
Okay. Wow, that's a very tricky question because people relocate for different reasons. Maybe not even go and build a career path, but if you are concerned and bothered about what's going to become of my career when I relocate, okay, what I would say is please do your research, okay, before you finally migrate. You can start applying from here. It's even easier now, especially to get a work visa. Some companies are also sponsoring immigrants, on work visas to come and work with them. So do your research, speak to your friends and families living in those countries and ask them about the opportunities available along your career path. But if they're telling you that just get a job, is I want to do this when I get to UK and all that, but I get a job so that you'll not get hungry. So what I would say is that it might look as if you're settling, but if you find something that at least is going to keep your body and soul together, you can take it up. But when you get there, please don't settle. Start your research all over again. Start asking questions. There are a lot of Nigerians doing really well, thriving in so many places abroad. So start asking questions. You can go online, you can go on Quora, ask questions that I'm seeking opportunities in this area. Please, can you point me to resources? Can you point me to people? Can you point me to organizations I should follow online or information sources? Again, ask questions. Okay.
That reminds me of a Yoruba adage that says that he who asks questions or asks for the way does not miss the way. In Yoruba, I think it is Abirio no Kinshino. So it's very important for you to ask questions. You can never go wrong with asking questions. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, trust me, we will be back to asking our guests more questions just for your sake so that you get clarity on how to change your career. You're listening to Office Journal on Smooth 98.1.
My name is IBK Spaceship 4.
It's been so lovely. So when we come back, we'll just wrap up because we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
So we talk about the do's and don'ts, which you have already started, actually. There is do your research, very important, ask questions, inflect or introspect and all of that. I think you've also mentioned one don't, which is don't just do a thing because it's what is in Google or something like that.
Yes,
so
yes. Yes.
So just some of the do's and don'ts and
Yes.
final.
So it's just going to be reiterate. It's just going to be recapping everything I've
Yeah.
said together.
Yeah.
Answer. All right.
So you like funk, you like dance, you like world music, you like R&B, you're welcome to the home of the great music. Move 98.1.
Look, there's no easier way to say this. Slow internet is bad for business. So if you want what's best, get the Airtel Smart Box Outdoor Unit for SMEs.
Indeed, do business at internet speed of up to 200 megabytes per second with an Airtel Smartbox outdoor unit for SME and enjoy instant access to other amazing offers. Dial 1010 toll free or send an email to airtelbusiness@ng.airtel.com to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Make your evening drive home nice and smooth with your radio as company. The smooth drive home on 98.1 gives you the flavor you crave for. Support radio programming, information to keep you up to date, and music for your listening pleasure. You ever need for that journey home. The smooth drive on Smooth 98.1. Every weekday from 4 p.m.
Listening to Smooth 98.1.
You have to keep listening to us because we've got everything right there for you. In terms of the music, we got you covered. And of course, the valuable information that can help your career and also make you better. You are covered as well. You're listening to Office Journal right here on Smooth 98.1. My name is Oluwaseun. And for the past 42 minutes, it's been discussion on your career change. If you're just joining us, you have missed so much. But don't worry, there is a repeat version for you on YouTube. You should subscribe to our YouTube channel, though. youtube.com/smooth91FM Lagos. And when we are done, you can catch a repeat and also share with your family and friends so that you make 2023 your year indeed. Even though it's May, you can still do all that you can do. Okay, so back to just some do's and don'ts as we gradually wrap up this conversation. We have mentioned a number of do's and don'ts for your career change before you make that career leap. And my guest, that is Mojisola Olurotimi, who is a career coach, has mentioned that you shouldn't just do or leap because everybody's doing it. For instance, if tech is the new oil and you want to get your own scoop of it, make sure that you have information just before you leap. So what are some of the other ones that we probably need to reiterate?
All right. Let me start with the don'ts. Like we mentioned some of them already. Don't do things, don't change your career because that is what is in vogue. That's what is in trend. Personally, you're not convinced. You've not really decided whether it is what you want to do, but they're telling you that, hey, go and learn coding. You need to know how to code. You should ask questions. If I want to code, what am I going to make out of this career? What am I going to make out of this path? Don't change your career because of the financial reward. Yes, it is just because of the financial reward. You could get bored later on and you could get frustrated. Money is important, please don't get me wrong. But I will first put fulfillment before that financial reward because you can double and triple the financial reward that comes with it when you're enjoying what you're doing. So if you say that, I need to change because they're making a lot of money in this part, then you jump there without actually, without actually evaluating yourself, without actually judging your motive. You need to judge your motive for changing careers. You need to get it right. You need to be sincere with yourself. Please be sincere. I'm for, like I said, at least I've changed my career at least twice. So I'm for changing careers. If you are human, if your desires are changing, it's okay to change careers, but don't do it just because of the financial reward. Don't do it because that's what is in vogue. Don't do it because there's a lot of pressure for me to go on this path. Ultimately, it is your career, not their career. So you're still going to live in the consequences of your decisions. So ensure that you are thinking before you make that leap, and you are taking your time, to cross your T's, dot your I's, tick all the boxes before jumping or moving to a new career. So transition will be easy. Doesn't mean because you're changing career, that will be the only thing you do for the rest of your life. Your priorities can change later on. So if you are changing again, you're not changing from a point of frustration. Probably you just feel like, okay, I'm done here. I need something more. I want something new. So it's time to move on. Your transition will be easier if you got it right, if your motives were right from the beginning. Now, what to do when you want to change career? I used to tell my coaches that it's really, really good to explore. I'm an exploratory person. I love adventure. I love to learn new things. It's one of the strengths of a multi-potentialite, right? Explore. I've said it before, do your research. The do's of career change, research first. Read online. Speak to people that are already on that path. Secondly, you need to upskill. You have to constantly upskilling to ensure that you are remaining relevant. What do I need to learn? Of course, to thrive in this path. What do I need to learn to get ahead? What do I need to focus on to get ahead? Keep upskilling, okay? Don't stop learning. Don't plateau, because that's another don't plateau and say that, okay, I think I'm fine. You cannot be fine because technology is advancing, and there are already a lot of AI tools now that looks like, if you're not careful and you are not bringing value to the table, AI cannot take our jobs, but they can't take our jobs if you are not rising up to the occasion, if you are not ensuring that you are stepping up your game. So if they feel like you are not being useful, they'll say, after all, there's a tool for what this girl is doing. Let's let her go. You don't want to be in that place. So ensure that you are constantly evolving, you're upskilling, you're giving your best self, you're producing excellent results that can even stir up recommendations from people. In changing careers, do your research. Keep upskilling. When I mean research, informational interview is part of it. You can also explore internships as well. Internships is not only for fresh graduates. I hope you know that. You can take internships online. There are a lot of platforms now that you can actually take internships part-time, just for you to also explore that part, to know the in and out of that part. It can be as little as 3 months, and you can decide whether, okay, you want to go further. So please explore, do your research, ask questions, always ask questions, and keep networking as well. I'll stop there.
That is a mic drop moment. Thank you so much for dishing it all out to us this morning. We do really appreciate you. Now, if people want to connect with you on social media, or they want to take this with you a step further, how can they do that?
I can be reached on LinkedIn. I think that's the fastest way to reach me. So just type Mojisola Olurotimi, and we can take the conversation from there. You can connect with me and you can send me a message, Mojisola Olurotimi, on LinkedIn, or, okay, you can send me an email as well, connectwithmoji@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you so much for your time and the wealth of knowledge, experience, and all that you have shared with us this morning. We do hope that it helps at least one person to gain more clarity in their career journey. Thank you. And thank you
for
again.
having me. Thank you so much for having me this morning. It's been a pleasure.
It was our pleasure.
Grateful. Yes.
Thank you. All right, Lagos, Nigeria world, we are done for today. But we'll return next week, same time, 11 to 11:50, right here on the station that loves you. We love music, we love life, and we love you as well. And that's how I'll bring this things your way. So make sure you have a great time in the office this morning. And as you continue through the day, we'll still be here with you, playing you the great music. In fact, at 11:55, Olajumoke will be bringing the news to you and giving you the update about what is going around in the world. And after that, I will be back to play you the soul music just to make you have a productive day. And of course, your afternoon starting on the right note. This has been Office Journal, and you can catch the repeat on YouTube. It is youtube.com/smooth91 FM Lagos. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Shion.
Thank you.
Thank you. I am grateful for the opportunity. We should catch up again.
Yeah, I'll send this link to you on on via the mail. So if you want to, share it or something.
Yes, then we should catch up. I
Oh,
would
yes,
like to
please.
speak with you, not on Smooth FM.
No.
Smooth FM.
Thank you. All right. Have a
Thank you.
lovely day.
All right. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching on YouTube.